Roxana wrote in, hey, there's this common saying, it's worse to never try than it is to try and fail. Is that actually true? Is it worse to fail at something, or is it worse to never attempt it in the first place? I have two views on this. As a general thing, if there's something you want to do in life, I do believe that the regret of never having tried can eat away at you in a way that trying and maybe deciding it's not for you might feel more like you've closed a chapter or something like that. At the same time, it's not a universal truth that never trying is worse than trying and failing, particularly if the failure involves some kind of physical injury, right? We can all imagine situations where there might be something you're curious about, but it's a very risky behavior or even flat out dangerous. And by trying it and getting injured or hurt, you would definitely be worse off than this idea that, oh, it sounds like something kind of nice that I never tried.
But that of which does not kill you makes you stronger, David.
I also disagree with that. Who could, that's almost Trump-esque, right? You're born with a certain amount of energy, and when you exercise, that energy is depleted, and eventually you're out of energy. This idea, that's a whole other one, but whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I also don't agree with. I don't think that there's any shame in making educated and calculated decisions not to try something if the risks drastically outweigh the rewards, possibly in a catastrophic way. Well, that's not something to be ashamed about.
No, I think it's this balance too of goal setting versus pragmatism. And also it just depends on what your goals are that you could potentially be failing at.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to become a boxing champion, right? And you start taking classes
Sure.
and work your way up through the ranks. Even if you don't ever become that champion, you're still good at that activity. You still
Sure.
mastered the skill, and I think that's a success. It comes down to what your standards are for yourself.
Right.
Too.
If you get into boxing to get into better shape versus if you get into boxing to be, the welterweight champion of the world, you're setting yourself up for some degree of failure depending on what the peg is. And this has become one of those, not a proverb, but a saying that's often assigned to masculinity, which is, when it comes to men, if you're a man, you'll try it. And if you don't try it,
like man up,
then you're right, manning up.
Yep.
And it's just so bogus. I mean, increasingly, I'm glad that type of nonsense is leaving modern civilized society. I still have I still have a pretty significant degree of interest in getting my private pilot's license. And I've been dissuaded more by the time requirement than by anything else. But both my dad and my girlfriend have expressed that they would not like me to do that. And of course, while commercial aviation is very, very safe, there's a significantly higher risk of injury or death in piloting small single engine propeller planes. And I don't know, that's something that you don't have to be young to do. You can do that whenever. You could be 30, 35, 40, 45. I know people in their 60s who have gotten their pilot's licenses. And my sense is eventually I'm going to want to do it because I will feel as though I want to try it and see what it's like. But there is risk associated with that.
Well, let's hope that the failure is you not getting your pilot's license
rather than crashing
the plane.
Yeah. Okay, Roxana. So I think that there is no universal truth to it's worse never to try than it is to try and fail. I reject that on principle. Although, yeah, there can be times where you will resent yourself for not having tried something. But use your head. We've got a great bonus show for you today. You can get instant access to the bonus show by signing up for membership at davidpakman.com/membership. I encourage you to do that if you want to support the program. If you want to support the program in a simpler and less expensive way, you can pledge as little as $1 a month at davidpakman.com. I'm sorry. At patreon.com/David Pakman Show, patreon.com/David Pakman Show. Speak to you on the bonus show.